Thank you, Mr. Speaker. This morning in our early dawn over in New York, more than 2,000 Indigenous peoples rose to their feet to give a rousing ovation to the historic decision of New Zealand to support the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous Peoples. Yes. Immediately the wires were hot, proclaiming New Zealand backs Indigenous rights. It is time now to celebrate, to consolidate, and to be proud to stand alongside of some 143 other nations throughout the world who are prepared to back Indigenous peoples. Today is an historic day in which we finally right the wrong which was done on 14 September 2007. The Labour government's bizarre decision to oppose a declaration which at its very essence sets a minimum standard of human rights for Indigenous peoples. Today is a day in which we mihi to those champions, the Indigenous advocates, the Māori leaders, activists, academics who have devoted so much of their time and resources to achieve the outlawing of discrimination against Indigenous peoples. We think of all those who have passed on before experiencing this incredible moment. Iri Hapati Murchie, Alec Kaiho, Dame Mirasazi. We think of those of our people who have lived with the declaration for nigh on 22 years. Nganako Minhinnick, who was there at the very beginning, Aroha Mead, Moana Jackson, who was the chair of the Indigenous Forum for 5 important years. And we also recognise our own Hone Harawira, who has been such a passionate advocate within the larger movement. And there are many more in our thoughts today who can claim the success as theirs, who can be proud that they have stood tall to support the rights of Indigenous peoples, to maintain and strengthen their own institutions, cultures and traditions. And we join with the people who have been sending emails all day, who are celebrating this day, who are so happy about this day. And we say congratulations to the government for taking this important step. This is a very important day for our Parliament. We are somewhat surprised, however, that there has been an issue raised about how the declaration sits within the domestic laws. This was a statement built into the text of the declaration when it was adopted in 2007 by way of Article 46. So it is a non-issue. I also have to say that the Labour government, when it was in government, had its chance to water down the declaration, and it took every chance that it could to water down that declaration. And the only thing that they regret was that they were not able to water it down any further. This is a day for celebration, a day when Aotearoa is proud to move forward on the path of justice, dignity and fundamental freedoms for all.